Helen.
Hello, you all right?
I'm good. How are you?
Yes, I'm good, thank you too. Yeah,
You have a good Christmas?
I did. It was quiet, but yeah, it was lovely. Nice not to do anything. I've been so lazy. What about you?
Yeah, my kind of perfect Christmas. That
Lazy.
yeah, completely lazy, really quiet. I mean, we went to see my sister on Christmas Day.
Yeah.
That was less quiet because she's
Yeah.
got three littlies.
Oh,
So that was very special because
yeah.
they're so excited, aren't they? And
Yeah, they are. Yeah.
magical. And so I sort of transitioned from waking up in the morning with two very hungover sons who were kind of walking around going, "Oh, I'm never drinking again." I'm like,
Yeah, I heard that one before.
yeah. To the pure innocence of, children that are under 10. So
Yeah, it's magical, isn't it? Yeah.
yeah, really, really cool.
Yeah. So
And
yeah,
then,
Steve's got a grandson that's 3 next year. And he's really just got the concept of Christmas, but he was absolutely manic. It was like wrapping paper off presents and moving on to the next one. They just forget too much, really, don't they?
so fast, isn't it? It's like
Yeah.
there's just piles and piles of presents. It's just, yeah, crazy. It's kind of exhausting on one level, I think, for the volume.
Yeah,
Overwhelming, I think, for them.
yeah, definitely. It was really crotchety in the afternoon and on Boxing Day. And I think it was just the fallout from Christmas Day. So, but it's lovely for them, isn't it? He has no idea what Christmas is, obviously. He just
No.
thinks he gets lots of presents. But yeah, it was lovely, and yeah, I'm off now until Thursday, so that's
Oh,
lovely.
awesome.
Yeah, so all plans. Oh, I'll do this, and I'll do this on my business, and I'll do that on my business. It's like business is shut down for Christmas.
Yeah. Relax.
Yeah, yeah,
Oh, love it. Oh, we're being
yeah.
joined by many others, which is wonderful.
That's brilliant, brilliant.
We have Karen. Hi, Karen.
Hi. Hello. Hi.
Hello.
Welcome, welcome. Oh, you've got Pusscat with you as well,
Yes.
making an appearance.
Yeah.
Aww.
It's so fantastic. That is absolutely wonderful. Hi, Sasha.
Hi, Louisa. Hello.
Hello.
Happy Christmas.
Happy Christmas. How are you?
Yes, all good, thank you. Yes, looking forward to this.
Yay, fantastic.
Yeah, me too.
Everybody's workbok that I've created.
Oh my God, the workbook. I haven't done that at all. Oh,
Don't panic. This is what we're going to go through.
Neither have I.
Neither have I.
Don't panic.
okay, which workbook are we working from? I'm really all over the place.
I've created this specially for this event. So
Okay.
I'm going to just share it in the chat. Hang on a second.
Oh, okay, cool. Okay.
Let's find the chat and then we can dive in. And I know others are joining us. I suspect people are grabbing their food, all sorts of things. So here we go. Can you see the chat? It's in there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is what we're going to work on today so that we can have a line success for 2020.
Yay.
And this is something that you can bring out and do each year as well.
Oh, wow.
So it's something that you can reuse each year. Can you see the link?
Thank you.
Perfect. Got the link?
Yeah.
Oh, I know we've got quite a few people catching the recording as well. So welcome everybody who's catching the recording. Happy New Year, happy Christmas. And my intention for the workshop today is for you to have the coming year to be your best year yet. So what we want to do is we're going to appreciate and acknowledge what's happened last year. Think about the useful lessons. So the lessons become the non-negotiables for the year moving forward. And we're going to create a positive internal focus for producing results. Hi, Lorna.
Hi.
Welcome to the call. And we're going to identify your top 10 goals for next year, and then we're going to complete together your one-page best year yet plan, which is going to provide you with the guidance. It's your filter for everything for this year, so that when you come to the end of the year, you'll be like 2020, yep, I did this, and this, done. Hi, Sunita.
Oh yeah.
Welcome. So I've just shared the workbook in the chat, but I think if you join after I've done it, you can't see it. Lorna, can you see it?
No, I can't see it.
Okay, I'll share it again. Hang on. Can you see it now?
Yep, I can. Perfect. Thank you.
Lorna, have you got it?
Thank
Has
you,
everyone
I
got
have.
access to the workbook? Perfect. For those that are catching the recording, I'm going to place the workbook underneath this video so that they can download it nice and easily as well. Perfect. Who is excited about the coming in?
Me.
Yes.
Yeah.
What are we going to create this year?
Magic.
Yes.
Oh, I love that. Yeah, magic.
Yeah.
Abundance.
Abundance.
Oh, yes.
Perfect.
Health.
Freedom.
Freedom. Lorna, did you say?
Health, I think.
Health.
Health and wealth would be quite nice.
Yeah.
That's
Why not?
What was that, Karen?
Love.
Love. Yes. We're going to have it all in 2020. I love
Yeah.
it. I love it. So as I guide you through this workshop, I've created some space. You'll have some time to reflect. If it's a quiet moment, I can put on some music in the background to help you focus as well. And then you use the chat for any interactive questions, or you can also hop on and share them, and we will go through this. So let's do this. So as with everything, the best place to start is with celebrations and what we accomplished last year. I just want you to take a moment to think about what you have accomplished over the last year. We spent about 5 minutes on this. And the reason being is because often we can get so caught up in the loop of, being productive, doing things, noticing where we're getting stuck on things, we might not recognize that actually we've achieved so much. So I want to really take time now to reflect and give yourself some praise for what you've accomplished. It'd be wonderful to have some of your insights shared back so we can celebrate with you and add more excited vibrations. And if you're finding it hard to give yourself a pat on the back, then that's an opportunity to take a minute just to wonder why, what might need to be released there. Hi Sam, welcome, lovely.
Hello, sorry, I had rubbishy internet.
Oh, bless you. Okay, I'm just sharing the workbook with you in the chat because you won't have grabbed it otherwise. And we're just taking a moment to reflect on what we accomplished last year, because it's the most important thing to celebrate. Because we're all amazing. So what did you accomplish last year? And what was your biggest accomplishment last year? I'm just going to spend about 5 minutes on this. And sometimes it might be helpful to have a little look back through your diary. You might remember things that way as well, things you've forgotten. Include any qualifications you gained, any beliefs you let go of.
Oh, yeah.
You got, Sam?
I got a certificate written on a napkin.
Is that the one I made you? Any improvements in relationships?
Yay.
Yay!
Excuse me in my onesie, folks. I just need to kind of own that, really.
Just own it. You're rocking around.
Totally lost track of time, and so I'm still in my onesie. I'm still eating my lunch, like picking at lunch, and
It's all good. You can do that as you're reflecting on all your achievements.
absolutely.
We want to celebrate you. Is anyone finding this a challenge?
Yeah, I am. I really genuinely, I was sitting here thinking, oh my God, what did I achieve? That's a lot.
Okay, so 1 second, Sasha. I believe you're writing your book.
No, that is an achievement. That is already down there. But then apart from that, I'm thinking, God, what else is there? Not a lot. It's been a funny idea. It's sort of got better well, since I started working with you, but it's sort of just nothing has particularly been achieved, if you see what I mean. I'm sort of shifting towards different goals.
Yeah, so things have got better and you're shifting towards different goals. That's an accomplishment because it's set a frame for this year.
Yes, exactly. That's kind of what I'm planning. That's my goal is this year is the year. Better be.
Like, hang on a second, you're writing a book. That's amazing. What else are people celebrating?
I didn't really achieve much in work at all. It was more like internal work. I did a lot of work confronting and trying to deal with my anxiety this year, and also I started a relationship, which was quite a big step for me, and it's been a bit up and down as well, but it's been okay. But from a work point of view, I feel like I haven't achieved anything, but I know this next year I'm going to have to, because my contract's coming to an end and I'm gonna go self-employed in a couple of months. And I haven't been motivated to, even now I'm feeling, what's the word, procrastinating about this. And I think it's going to be a big year because I've got to start working for myself, but I'm still procrastinating on moving forward.
So we'll be diving into that, Karen, so that we can start to release that. So that's something to make a note of. And you'll find as I guide you through these questions, those things that come up for you. So you might want to make a note of that and pop that in the next section that's coming up about disappointments, if that feels like a place to put there if you can too much in work. But those are real things to celebrate about the relationship, shifting that anxiety, because we're holistic, aren't we? It's not just work, and of course we bring the whole of us to our work. So we really want, for us to have aligned success, we need to look at every aspect of ourselves, because everything is energy. It will all interlink like a little web on different aspects. Who'd like to share their biggest accomplishment last year?
I think my biggest accomplishment was stepping away from a job that I knew was dragging me down, shall we say. And I've always wanted to work with animals, so I got a job working at a riding school for disabled. So I've ticked that off the list, but it's time to move on from that as well now. And I think all part of that is all like putting myself in a place of just allowing. And even though it's really fearful, I felt quite fearful at times. Honestly, everything has been absolutely great, the way it's all worked out. So yeah, just saying yes to myself more often, I think, is in a nutshell.
That's so awesome. Thank you for sharing that, Helen. And I think you've mentioned something there that's really important about allowing and giving yourself permission. That's so awesome. Oh, I can see Sam saying something.
I was just actually recognising how I've like actually had a pretty epic year. I was like, oh my God, look at the things I've done. And yeah, I just, when you said one thing, I'm like, how can I have, there's not just one thing. I'm absolutely quite shocked on what a fabulous year I've had. And yeah, I've earned, in the last 6 months since working with you, I have doubled. I haven't got the figures exactly because I did a quick tally up. I've doubled my income from the previous year.
Yay!
That's a good one.
Wow, that's amazing.
I hadn't realised I'd done it. I was doing a kind of like just, I was like, bloody hell.
Wow.
How did that happen? I've got a member of staff now. I've sold out events, a member of staff. Don't get me with an employee. I've held online things that like not that long ago I'd have been going, oh, energy reversal, just thinking about. I've created lead pages. I know how to use Canva. It's like I just go into Canva and I go click, click, click. Like, it's like that in itself.
This woman. That is something to really celebrate. Sam, congratulations. That is awesome. Huge celebrations. I love it. I love it. I love it. Sunita, any reflections from you?
It's been an ordinary year. The biggest thing that I did do last year was go back home to New Zealand. After how many years? Don't know. But that's something I've been working.
Okay, have I frozen or has Sunita frozen?
Like, oh, okay. There.
Oh, sorry, so you froze at the critical
Am I?
moment there. Yeah, but you're back now.
No, I was saying that to me, it looks like I haven't really done anything last year. The biggest achievement for me is being able to go back home to New Zealand, see my mum and dad, because that's been years since I've been able to do that off my own bat. And that's right, it's just been ticking along. I think the big one for me is actually committing to doing the work with you, even though I'm still not really very far into it, but I'm sort of at least showing up thinking, right, I've got to do this, I've got to do it. So it's like something nagging me that I need to get it done.
You said yes to yourself.
Yeah, I said yes to that. So, but other than that, so I've got clarity on what I want to do this next year. Lots of sales for EAM.
Yeah.
Up doing the clarity calls and seeing the transformations with people in that.
Yes, that is a huge celebration. You're making a massive contribution to their life. I hope you put lots of stars around that and hearts.
But that's about it, really. I think
that's awesome. Oh, you're amazing. You are all amazing. I want you to give yourselves a pat on the back, because honestly, it is that moment where we just are in the, oh, this hasn't happened. We can get caught in, I haven't done this, and actually taking a moment to really reflect. Has this been like a foundational year, like Sasha was saying, a real foundational year of inner work, ready for the expansion next year, whatever that's going to look like? We're going to dive into that. Anything else to celebrate before we move on? Lorna?
I surprised myself actually with how accomplished the year feels, even though it's not, it's also a foundational year. But this time last year we hadn't moved to Warwick, so this time last year I'd just come across the EAM and done the 5 free days to flow, and in the final day vision piece, I saw myself working collaboratively around a kitchen table in a house that wasn't mine and had already let go. We'd already lost out on this house. And in January last year, that house came back to us, and we're now living in that EAM visioned house.
Yeah.
Wow.
Manifest from that 5 free days to flow. And then since then, it's just been a journey. At the January event last year, I kind of visioned starting an MA in peace studies. And after kind of 10 years plus procrastination, I finally enrolled to that in September. Which I just feel like a champion. I'm so like excited to be a student again, but at the same time, I'm really struggling with it, with the juggling and kind of what that means for family time, work time, study time, me time. So that's kind of still a bit of progress, but I'm really loving it. And cleared so much in terms of beliefs, maternal beliefs, emotions from so many years past that kind of keep coming up in the present. Did a lot of work on my current relationship and then committed to relate and made it through the other side. We are still together.
Yay, well done.
That's a huge achievement. That's been a big one this year. Yeah, lots of forgiveness of the father and clearing away every intimate relationship I've ever had, kind of underpinning the, you know, the relational counselling in the present. And quite a lot of fun in the middle of the summer. I had a good time.
I love that you've put that down as an accomplishment as well. I think that's a lesson for everyone to find something fun to put down as an accomplishment.
It was right at the bottom, summer of fun.
Oh, congratulations, that's awesome. Oh, I love it. Sunita, you're about to add in something as well.
I was. I did the 30 days to the healthy challenge with you. I've never in my life been able to diet because I have to eat. If you tell me I can't eat, I have to eat it. I can't give up sugar. So that's been a big thing. But I actually did. And I actually lost, I lost nearly 7 kg.
Yeah!
For me, that's, you know, I'm 62. I've never, ever been able to lose any weight, ever, because I just, you know, wouldn't allow myself to be deprived, but I didn't feel deprived at all. It was really good.
So proud of you.
That was a huge achievement. Yeah, quite a
Yes, exactly. I love it. I love it. I love it. It's a huge achievement. Congratulations. Oh, you guys are amazing. Okay, cool. So I really want you to soak up that energy. I'm going to take more of that into 2020. But obviously we want to make sure that we're not going to take any of the disappointments or any of the things that, you know, we perhaps have been learning points for us. We want to make sure that they are learning points and not mistakes that we repeat.
Yeah.
So next we're going to just dive into what were your biggest disappointments last year? Did you disappoint yourself or did others disappoint you? Was there anything that happened that wasn't in your control? And this, you don't have, we're not going to share this. This is really for your eyes only. And a little tip is if you find it easier to criticize yourself than to praise yourself, is just to ask yourself why. And is there anything else that you need to let go of? Before we're going to dive in to an energetic timeline exercise. So just 5 minutes on this in terms of disappointments, which we're then going to lead into learnings. You may gather some insights of any other things that energetically can go onto your to-do list to let go of. Isn't about beating yourself up, it's about looking at how you've handled things. And areas for growth. And then Sunita look like they're wrapping up, and Lorna's wrapping up too.
I'm nearly finished.
Okay, awesome, Sasha. And Sam is hiding. Are you eating? Sam's got food. Thanks, on mute. Oh, you're on mute, love.
It's unintentionally vegan food. Can't even believe I'm eating this. all by mistake. How yummy.
What did you mean to go and put some chicken on there and somehow none appeared?
Look, I've even got squeaky halloumi cheese on the top.
That's not vegan, love.
No, oh God, no, it's not. That was me thinking I was on, and I put there's lentils, loads of vegetables, all that stuff, and there's me going, oh, Louisa will be really proud of me because I'm all vegan-y.
Yeah.
Brownie points, sorry.
You have got brownie points. Oh, I love it. Okay, so now we've done that reflection and you've taken some time to see what the disappointments were, because we're going to leave them in the past. So I'm going to guide you through an energetic timeline exercise, and this is so that we can make sure that we are leaving the past behind. So I just invite you to close your eyes and just to imagine yourself in a space where your past and present and future are all around you. And as you notice yourself in this space, I want you to point to where your past is in that space. And notice where you feel your past is. And then point to where your future is. And finally, point to the space occupied by your present space. Now, everyone does have a slightly different interpretation of this exercise, but it can be helpful to see your past as very firmly behind you, your future in front of you, and your presence in the exact space that you occupy. If your present appears to be in a slightly different place, You can sometimes imagine where it is, and then I want you to step into that space and see how it feels, and to physically do that. I know you're sitting down. If you're sitting down, but if you're standing up and you notice that the present feels in a different space, to put your body in that space. And to see how it feels when you step into the space that is the present. And this is all about perception, and especially about letting go of things that you can't change. Whatever has happened is over. It's in the past. You could learn from it, but you can't change it. So don't let it use any energy that you can use to enjoy the present or to create a better future. So is there anything that you need to let go of? Doing an EAM step 4 release. Do you have any resistance to letting the past go? That might be one to have a quick sway on. Do you have any being in the present? If your present wasn't where you are, again, check if I've got any resistance to actually being in the present. And if you felt your future wasn't in front of you, do I have any resistance to creating my future? The presence is where the power is. So have I got any resistance to the present moment, the future that I can create in the present moment? So releasing any resistance to the past, present and future, and aligning to the past being behind you, the present being...
Oh, sorry. So sorry.
Mute you quickly, Karen, so you can answer it in comfort. So I'm ready to allow my past to be behind me, to fully feel the power of now, and to enjoy creating the future in front of me. I allow this into my energy in all forms, on all levels, at all points in time. And then a nice deep breath in and out. I am ready to allow the past to be behind me, to feel the power of now, and to enjoy creating my future. I allow this into my energy in all forms, on all levels, at all points in time. And a nice deep breath in and out. I put the past behind me. I am loving the power of now and enjoying creating my future. I allow all of this into my energy in all forms, on all levels, at all points in time. A nice deep breath in and out. And then you can just quickly check that your timeline is in the right order for you, that you have got the past behind you. You're fully embodied in the present now, taking up that space here, and aligned, creating your future.
If we aren't, I need to clear resistance to letting my past go. It's not happening, so I need to do that now.
Yeah, so Sasha, make a note so that
Yeah.
we'll probably gather some things that will need releasing as we go through this workshop.
Right.
And then you can carve out some time to catch up with that.
Okay.
So often releasing the past, sometimes it feels like it's grounding us. So you can check in to see if there's any way that you're keeping yourself grounded by holding on to the past.
Okay, hang on, I'm just writing this down, sorry.
That's okay. I'm sure it's helpful for others as well. So anyway, you're holding on to the past. So am I holding on to the past as a way of grounding myself?
Okay.
Because actually, when you let that go, you're going to take up energetically more space and you will feel lighter. And sometimes it's the vibration of going lighter that the body goes, "Ooh, I'm leaving my body." So
that's a no for me, by the way. not.
Okay, so any fear of letting the past go. So
Okay.
we're going to move into what you've learned from the year just past. So this may well reveal some of the stuff as to why your energy is saying, I don't want to let it go.
Okay.
Okay, cool. Okay, so I hope that was useful for everybody. And everyone's feeling aligned now with their past and present and future, and everyone knows how to do that. So let's move into what did you learn from the year just past? And this is where we want to take what we've learned. So these can be life lessons, things that we've become aware of, patterns that we've been holding. Just ask yourself this question and just write the answers down as they occur. So don't let a thought go by, pop it down, catch it and pop it down. And you might find it helpful to look back at the accomplishments and the disappointments that will start to give you what your lessons were over the last year. And as you do this, the next step from this is to write them as instructions. So these are going to become your guidance for this year. So if you were to share the lesson with me as an instruction, it would leave me no doubt as to what I needed to do to follow that lesson. Does that make sense? Just keep going until you feel you've mined all the gold available from your experience of last year. So what worked, why, I've got some music on as well to support the inspiration. So it might be, did you learn that saying yes because you want to be helpful, or you're afraid of missing out of things and then you get overwhelmed, things that you said you do. That learning will become don't say yes to be helpful, and a fear from a fear of missing out on things. Okay. So we're going to create your lists, lots and lots of lists. Lots and lots of lessons, and then we'll whittle it down into the top 3. Let's see if I can put this music on for you.
I'm really struggling with this. I literally don't even know where to start on it, to be honest. Really struggling.
Okay, so as you look at what you've learned, what you've achieved and not achieved, what you were disappointed by last year,
Right.
what would be the learning from that?
That's what I'm having a trouble with. I literally can't work out what my learning is. Sorry, it sounds really stupid, but I'm really, I just can't.
Okay, so
see it.
That's okay. So are you happy to share what a disappointment was, and then we can help you?
Okay. I suppose family relationships.
Yeah.
With my husband and son. They're very combative and full of resentment and anger. I can't turn that around. I don't know how to turn it around. So that.
Okay.
I just.
So the disappointment. Yeah. Is the combative nature of the relationships.
Yeah.
What would you need to do within yourself, not talking about them, but just for you to make the relationships from your perspective feel better?
I suppose be less combative. I mean, just less less reactive. So instead of reacting to their vibes, just be more peaceful and loving, I guess, in my response, rather than allowing them to their energy to fill me up. Does that make sense?
Yeah, completely.
Yeah.
What you've got the lesson there is owning your response, knowing that you're responsible for your response. So choosing your response to be loving and peaceful.
Yeah.
Does that sound like a good summary? So that could be the guidelines for next year if you chose to be one of your 3 main lessons. Is the guideline for next year is, okay, so I'm going to choose my response to be peaceful and loving, because then energetically when you do that, over time you will create their response to be more peaceful and loving to you.
Okay. Yeah. Thank you. Sorry, I'm sorry to be stupid on it.
Not at all. It's tricky when it's in your own head.
I know.
So getting it out on paper and then being able to talk these things through. So of course, anybody else need any tips on this as well? So as you create this list, you'll then want to choose 3 that would make the most difference to you if you followed them in the next year of your life.
So I've got a question.
Yes.
So one of my disappointments is that my business isn't up and running where I want it to be. So my learning from that, so instinctively I would go and beat myself up and say I'm rubbish and and it's all my own fault. And I haven't worked hard enough. But one of my things from the past is working too hard and ending up with burnout. So one of my learnings, I think, from that, I feel that it's about being in the right place at the right time and just accepting again. So that word again, acceptance.
Yeah. So recognizing that you want your business to grow and you want to stay healthy and have a balanced lifestyle at the same time.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you.
It's so important though, isn't it? Like, I think that's a really valid point, that you could fall into, traumatizing yourself with saying all this negative stuff to yourself. But actually, if that's your guideline, then knowing those 2 are really important key components if you're moving forward, and you're not going to sacrifice one for the other.
Yeah, that is really, really important, actually.
Yeah.
Thank you for shedding the light on that, because I think we can all get carried away with overdoing and not doing.
Another way that can be helpful if you're looking at this going, I don't know what to write, is pretend you're someone else looking at what you've achieved and at the things that disappointed you and the things that you've learned. What advice would you give them? So pretend it's my list. What advice? Imagine you were telling me, oh, these are the guidelines you need to follow next year, Lou. Just putting it into a different person can help. I want you to select your top 3 lessons. You can use to start each with a verb, make them short and memorable. So put my family first, ask for help when I need it, be healthy. This one might be for Lorna, take the fun option away.
Take the fun option away.
Oh, always. No. Take the fun option away. Not away.
I think I might need some reframing as to what that fun looks like. Day to day rather than a season of the year. I think that would be my learning point.
Balance the fun.
Balance the fun daily.
Yeah. Where is the fun becoming an escape from responsibilities? So face my responsibilities, pay myself first, make a bi-monthly budget, whatever it might be. So just want to choose 3 guidelines for next year. And these are going to be a filter that you're going to use to help you with your decisions that you're going to make throughout the year, so that you can be certain of the results that you're going to create.
Sorry, can I go back a little bit?
Of course you can.
So I've got a long list of everything I've learned this year.
Yeah.
What's the next step in terms of taking it forward?
Yeah, so how would you turn those learnings into instructions of what to do?
Okay.
So if you were to tell me, do this, so that I don't have the learning, if that makes sense, what would the instruction be? So some examples: put your family first, ask for help when you need it, be healthy, face your responsibilities, pay yourself first, make a bi-monthly budget, just to give you some examples. And I've used deliberately some examples, you know, from all aspects of life there, because it's not all just about the work and the business.
Yeah, some of those suggestions.
Because what we're going to do is we're going to create your best year plan, which is going to be 1 page. Take it, extract it out of what we're doing now, so that you've got that. You can print it, have it by your computer, have it with you for weekly meetings, so you can just do that check-in to make sure that you're following your guidelines, you don't forget the learnings. And the actions that you're taking as you move forward are aligned with what you wanted to achieve. Because we remember what we remember now, but we want to make sure we remember it in June and July and August. Okay, so I think people are at different points. How's everyone doing? Has everyone got their 3? Nearly getting their 3?
Trying to make them pithy, and they're not really. So,
Epic.
yeah, well, yeah, a bit. I'm just trying to sort of distill the work thing, because I'm sort of in that state of flux. So I'm just trying to, you know, my learning is that actually I need to be grateful for money. But equally, I also, my learning is I've got to be open to, you know, be open to opportunities for making money. And I can't, I'm just trying to distill them both down into some kind of something combined. Oh God, my brain today is really not working. Christmas is clearly.
Okay. So being open to income opportunities sounds like a really good guideline.
Yeah. Okay.
It's something you remind yourself each week.
Yeah.
In your mind, energetically, you're going to attract more income opportunities as well.
Okay. Yeah, that makes complete sense. And just very quickly, in terms of health, I have learnt through doing the 30-day thing that actually, you know, before I would be very, you know, I would follow a diet or whatever until and then I'd sort of fall off the wagon and I couldn't get back on the wagon. It was like, it was all or nothing. And what I want to make it is that, health needs to be a priority, but it's not the be all and end all. It isn't, if I fall off the wagon, it doesn't mean that I go in completely opposite direction.
Yeah.
With a vengeance, because that's been my pattern. So is that, do you just say make health a priority, and don't let setbacks cause a reversal or something like that?
That's a good one. Yeah.
Okay. Sorry. Okay. Right. I've got
No, that makes complete sense. I think that's right. You don't make setbacks. It's almost like it's a sabotage, isn't it, for undoing?
Yes.
It's like, oh, I've done all this good work. Oh, sod it. So the one thing that I would suggest there when you're writing this down to do an energy release is to choose that moment. So recall a memory of when this has happened. So when you've done something, like you've done all the work and then you've sabotaged it, and you've done reversal, and I want you to think how old you feel you are.
How old I think I am. Oh God. Huh.
That happens. The reason being is it because we need the healing to happen at that age.
I mean, the one that pops into my mind is quite recent, but it's been throughout my life. But is it just the one that pops into your mind?
Okay, so if we just do this, if you just close your eyes and just choose the last pattern that you remember.
Yeah, okay.
And that moment where you felt, I was going to swear, which will delight Sam. Fuck it, I'm going to sabotage everything.
Yeah, I remember that, yeah.
Yeah, so that moment where it's like, rah, and you went into, it's almost like going into, is it like going into?
Free fall, yeah.
Yeah, free fall.
Yeah.
Okay, so as you tune into that feeling, I want you to recall that feeling in your mind's eye, and then tell me just instinctively how old you feel.
Oh, I was 44.
No, but so
what?
You were 44 when that happened.
Oh, right. Oh, we see.
How old did you feel inside?
7.
7. There we go. Okay, so that's what needs healing, Sasha. Is the 7-year-old you.
Oh my God. Okay.
And then it won't happen again.
Okay. All right. So oh God, how do I? Okay, so I need to heal myself.
Is literally do what we just did now. So recall the emotion.
Yep.
Tune into the 7-year-old you. When you're doing this, I want you to hold the 7-year-old you's hand.
Yeah.
And tune into what she's feeling. So you might need to take some time with this. Write it down. Just let it all come out, and then you're going to release all the resistance that 7-year-old little girl of you is feeling.
Yeah.
And then the step 5 alignment.
Tune
into what does she need to feel? What does she need you to tell her?
Okay.
And then you're going to step 5 that in.
Okay.
And if you get stuck, post in your Impassioned life and I can help you out.
Okay, thank you. Okay. Okay, thank you.
So so your guideline with that for 2020 is, like you're saying, being healthy and celebrating your achievements and letting go of any mishaps.
Well, just don't make don't sweat the small stuff in a way.
Exactly.
Isn't it? Just let mishaps go.
Don't sweat the small stuff. That sounds like an awesome guideline. Okay. So has everyone got their 3 guidelines for next year?
Yeah.
Yeah. Sunita, have you got yours? Karen, you got yours?
Sorry, I was saying I've got 5 and I can't figure out whether they're actually one and the same or whether they're actually 5 separate ones.
Are you happy to share? Oh.
Bye, frozen. Have you frozen? It's frozen.
You're back.
Yeah.
Are you happy to share?
Yep, I am. So I've got to have strong boundaries, to put myself and the family first, to look at my finances weekly and budget monthly with that, because I'm an ostrich when it comes to finances. I just expect things will sort themselves out. And to stop procrastinating. And then one I wanted to borrow from what you were talking about earlier was being open to income earning opportunities. That's 5 different things, isn't it? Or is it all the same?
Well, they do sound slightly different. What 3 would make the biggest impact for you in 2020?
To have strong boundaries, put myself and the family first, and to look at my finances weekly and budget monthly, I think.
Perfect. And you may find those other ones that will come in as actions later.
Okay.
Perfect. You guys are smashing this. I'm excited. Okay. So we're going to dive into thinking about how we've been limiting ourselves and how you can stop doing it. Because in order to be aligned to success and to have the best year yet, I want to make sure that the way that you're thinking, about yourself and your goals empowers you to succeed, because it's all in here, as we all know. And the transformation literally occurs when you place yourself at the center of your life and creating a world rather than letting circumstances dictate your success. So you can use your, your intelligence and your power to create a new reality for yourself, because you're all conscious co-creators. And what we're going to do is, what the most important way of doing this is to have a paradigm shift. And the paradigm is a way of seeing and thinking about yourself or someone else or an aspect of your life. And some of our paradigms do empower us. For example, I've always been good at numbers. However, some are a little bit more limiting. Like, I'm not the kind of person to make much money, or whatever it might be. Those are paradigms, those are ways of seeing and thinking. And then, of course, as we know, that's what we attract and that's what we create. But let's identify how you're limiting yourself by having assumptions about yourself that lead to results that you don't want rather than success. I want you to start by answering the questions below. So how have you been holding yourself back? Really feel into this. Just start writing whatever comes through first. Why have you been holding yourself back? How do you limit yourself? Did you actually get a benefit from limiting yourself? And any flashes of thoughts that pop through, capture them, because they are the gifts.
Sorry, Lou, are these questions written down somewhere?
Let me see what I put in your book. So in the guidelines, these are deeper than, so you've got your how do I limit myself? So underneath that, I'm giving you a few more prompts. So how have you been holding yourself back?
Mm-hmm.
Did you get any benefit from limiting yourself? Hi, Karen. Oh, I'm going to give you the book. Hang on. Karen Shaw. I've just popped the workbook in the chat for you, lovely. And we're currently on question 4. Did limiting yourself make life easier or scarier? Did you avoid conflict or pressure? Did you avoid failing, or did you actually avoid potential success? How have you avoided potential success and its implications? And what do you think you've lost by limiting yourself? So this could be things that might pop up for you here, a sense of fulfillment, self-respect, good relationships, good health, money, and all the other things. Of course, we know that fear is underlying all of this. It's the biggest limiting factor in our lives. What is it that you are most afraid of? In what areas of your life are you not achieving what you want? And what do you say about yourself to explain these failures? These are going to give you real insight into the paradigm that you're currently operating. So what story do you have to tell yourself? What kind of self-image do you have? Of the sort of person that you are.
Louisa, you frozen, my lovely?
Sure. So how do I limit myself? In which areas of my life am I not achieving what I want? And what do I say about myself to explain these failures? What would happen if you told yourself a different story and believed it? And as we go through this, if you are racing ahead, then you can, of course, start to release energetically your limiting beliefs and to align to your new paradigm. So your answers to these questions are your limiting paradigms. I just want you to think about, with these limiting paradigms, what results did you achieve? Where did they lead you? And we feed these notions with our intelligence and awareness, and then we get the results that are consistent with our limitations. It is, as we know, energetically a self-fulfilling prophecy. So once you've created your list of limiting paradigms, I want you to mark the one that has the strongest negative influence on your life at this particular point. Which one do you really buy into? I want you to select this one as one to shift now, to create a new empowering paradigm for your aligned success. You're going to select one and then write a new paradigm that knocks this limiting perception on the head. So it might be something like, I empower myself to have what I want. I am growing and learning money management. I'm getting better and better with my money management. I have the talent I need to succeed. I'm able to go beyond my limitations. It might be something like, I've never been so healthy and alive. or whatever I put my mind to, I achieve. And then we'll step 5, your new paradigm for aligned success in. How's everybody doing? Clear what to let go of.
Yeah.
Yeah. What's the one that would be really most powerful to let go of now and to create a new, the one that's going to lead the paradigm that you're going to hold for 2020? Lorna, yeah.
Can I talk this through? So
Yeah.
So there's a couple of things going on here for me, like something about the health saboteur, like sabotaging myself with health issues and not really taking the lessons of those. And underneath that, it seems to be like a fear of success. Like it's so if I'm not working at my highest potential, I've got this excuse that I've got all these health conditions, and that actually keeps me, it is quite safe. Wow, look at me! This isn't a good justification for not being successful. So I'd like to kind of wrap that up and let that go in one, but they feel like two different things. So I've kind of made a couple of statements, like either ready to release the saboteur of my health that keeps me small and avoids the fear of success, or ready to release the fear of success.
I would do both.
Definitely. Two separate ones.
Yeah, two separate ones. Do them. You said avoid the fear of success. It's avoiding success. The first one.
Okay.
I'd suggest. So I'd release them both. And then the new paradigm could be, so you could wrap that up as one.
Yep.
I give myself permission for success.
Yeah.
I deserve, and there's lots of different ways you could word it. If you were just to think with the words as you think about 2020.
I think just to give myself permission to live my best life.
Awesome. Perfect.
Thank you.
Because then it's really holding that paradigm in your mind's eye and moving forward, making your decisions and having this at the forefront, so you can you'll catch yourself if you find yourself in a situation you go, oh, there's that thing again, trying to keep me safe, and creating that scenario again.
Sharing this is going to bite me in the bum later, isn't it? When you're kicking me up the arse lovingly.
Damn, I've told her.
I do that. Why did I not keep that quiet?
How is everyone else getting on? Sam, are you okay?
Yes, some light bulbs. I underneath a lot of this is I can't have everything. Can't have a successful business and a successful relationship. So that was a bit of a fear of being on my own. So yeah, and I can really feel that.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think the not believing I can have everything. It's like, well, you can't, it's like the little voice that goes, you can't have everything, can you? You're going to have to choose. And even one of the things that I wrote down about the fear of being on my own, having to do everything myself, and it being hard work. Then a fear of being with someone else and having to choose between them and my children. But that then ties into you can't have everything, can you? You can't have, you can't have a relationship and your children. You're going to have to choose between one. You're going to have to choose the business, or you're going to have to choose the relationship. There isn't enough energy to hold kind of both.
Yeah.
So yeah, very powerful exercise, and then to release it. And I kind of I haven't anchored the how to put what I want into a phrase. I was kind of pondering.
So could it be things like, I can have everything I want? I can have love and money.
Yes. I didn't know whether by saying I can, do I need to put this more in the present, almost like I already have it?
Or I have love and money.
Yeah. I have love and money.
Yeah. I have everything.
Yeah.
It's that either or pattern. It's so common, isn't it? It pops up in so many different people.
Yeah, in so I can feel it in kind of other places as well. It's like you can't have it all, can't have everything, because then you would be filling the gaps.
Yeah, would you be greedy?
Yeah.
All those subliminal messages you picked up. It's dreadful. I know. Scares me is to think, oh, what have I imprinted on my children before I knew all this stuff? Sorry.
Oh my God, absolutely. I'm like, thank God I've got kind of a second chance with Rosie. But the thing is, even so, I still hear her coming out with stuff, because she's not just around me. No, but there's so many other places it comes in from.
Yeah.
Your mother or your parents are just one of the things, and there's that thing of, I just want to put you in a little box and not let you go out into the world, because the world is going to, that's something else. The world is an evil place. I need to write that one.
There we go. Get rid of that one. Has everyone else got their new paradigm for aligned success in 2020? Managed to whittle
No.
Powerful paradigm down. Okay, Sunita.
So I've got, it's really daft. So I've got successes and anticlimax. It's a bit like you've got all these presents underneath the Christmas tree, and the anticipation of having those presents is so great.
Oh, it keeps blocking out every time you try and speak.
Hey?
Every time you try and speak, it's
Oh gosh. No, I was saying it's like having all these presents underneath the Christmas tree, and then when you open them, you think, oh, okay, what next? And so I think, well, for me, it's the anticipation of, I will always have anticipation, but if I hit that success, then the anticipation is gone. So then it's what next, boredom. So how do I reframe that?
What would be so is there any resistance to receiving and allowing yourself to receive it?
What if I'm disappointed with it?
Are you addicted to disappointment?
Disappointment? No.
What do you get by being disappointed?
What I don't get that horrible gnawing feeling in my stomach. So if I avoid disappointment at all costs, I'm not going to have that horrible feeling in my stomach, am I? So it's that feeling I am not allowing myself to feel. So it's a bit like having to deal with conflict. I don't like dealing with conflict because I don't like that horrible feeling in my stomach that, oh my gosh, everyone's disappointed and everyone is upset, and so it's that same sort of thing, isn't it?
So if you're numbing yourself from feeling disappointed, are you numbing yourself from feeling joy?
Yes, I am.
So that might be something to explore then, is to not allowing yourself to feel. So the opposite of that would be, how would you word that? The opposite to that, a new paradigm of allowing yourself to feel.
That's a big word for me, isn't it, at the moment, joy. I don't know how I would word that.
So I allow myself to feel everything. Playing with some statements you can obviously delete as you see fit. So releasing the fear of feeling all the feels. And vibrationally, if we're suppressing the feelings and squashing them down, we're creating this dense vibration. We won't manifest as quickly. So we need to feel that pit in your stomach so you can go, oh, hello, disappointment. Okay, I'm now going to release this swirling.
As soon as you say that, I feel like running away and saying, right, okay, see you later. Catch you later.
I've had enough of you, Lou.
I'll talk to you another time.
Okay, so anywhere and everywhere I feel like running away.
Yeah.
Are you willing to let that go?
Yes, I am. Yeah.
And anywhere and everywhere that you feel like running away, see that as a gift, because it's showing you of something that you are wanting to run away from. So it's like, oh, hello, what's this little, you could be like a detective, Sunita, energy detective. Be curious about what these signals are.
Yes. Okay. Okay, I'll do some work around that.
So what could be just as something to play with for now, obviously you can tweak it a bit later.
Yep.
What would be the sort of best fit paradigm statement for aligned success in 2020 for you now?
I live my life in joy.
Yes, I've got that one as well. Anyone else want to share their new paradigms for aligned success for 2020? And then we'll just do a big step 5 and call it all in. Helen?
Yeah, so mine is I give my permission to allow love, money, and all that makes my heart sing.
Yes, I love it. You're having it all. We're all having it all in 2020.
I think we all need to have it all. Yeah.
We do. Everyone deserves to have it all. Okay, awesome. Karen Shaw, have you got a...
Yeah, I have. It was really, I put down that I am open to receiving abundance in all areas of my life. And I thought, no, because that would be an abundance of sadness and grief. And I thought, no, because all areas of my life, I don't want abundance in, do I? It's what I said, attracting some of the wrong things. I mean, I do mean an abundance of success, support, connection, health, happiness, joy, money, all that. But when I put it down first, you know, in all areas of my life, I thought, no, there are some areas I don't want abundance in.
So what would it be? I'm abundant in success, money.
I'm open to receiving abundance of money, love, success, happiness, joy, peace, contentment, connection, and support.
Yes.
That'll do. But it was just that weird thing of putting all areas. I want abundance in everything. I thought, oh, no, I don't. Thank you very much.
That's a really good point.
Be careful what you wish for.
Yeah. Yeah.
Mhm.
Thank you for that. Karen Constanti? You're on, oh, hang on, I muted you when the bell rang. There you go.
Oh yeah, the phone. Sorry about that. I'm sorry. I am enough, and this empowers me to have everything I want in life.
Yes, that is an awesome paradigm for 2020. I love it. Love it, love it, love it. Thank you. So Lorna's disappeared. Sam, Sasha,
I'm
paradigm.
here. I'm just doing some releasing on the side. So you can see my onesie.
I am just figuring out my paradigm
Your paradigm.
of statement.
No worries at all. Sam, have you got yours now? Let's.
Oh, I think you might need to mute me again.
I was thinking, what's
Someone's
that
drilling
noise?
next door by the
Thank
sound.
you.
Oh, God.
Release the noise from Karen.
I'll mute myself. Oh no,
Okay.
can you mute?
I can mute you. Yeah, I can mute you. There we go. Okay, so let's step 5 your paradigm for success. So nice deep breath in and out. You all know your words, so you can fill in the blank. So nice deep breath. I'm ready to allow my new paradigm for aligned success in 2020, or whatever your wording is. I allow this into my energy in all forms, on all levels, at all points in time. Nice deep breath in and out. Feel your heart chakra expanding with joy. I am ready to allow. Insert your paradigm for success. I allow this into my energy in all forms, on all levels, at all points in time. I am ready to have it all. An abundance in money, success, love, sex. You didn't get sex in, Karen. Happiness, joy. I allow this into my energy in all forms, on all levels, at all points in time. And then a nice deep breath in and out. And then just muscle test to make sure that your new paradigm is imprinted. Now, how is everyone doing? It may feel like it's time for a quick comfort break. Food, wee break, yeah. Does everyone want to go and grab a cup of tea, refreshments, biscuits, whatever it may be? Vegan food without the chicken. Or eggs or cheese, Sam. That's like my mum. My mum goes, "Oh, darling, I've got you vegan food." I'm like, "How lovely." She goes, "Do you eat turkey?" And I'm like, "No." I'm still working on her. Bless her. Well, she says, "I've gone vegan," but she just wants to stop drinking dairy milk. Anyways, applications of it. Okay, so we'll come back in 5 minutes. It's 2:25 by my clock. So is that enough time for everyone to grab what they need? Go for a quick
Thank you.
comfort break.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Values. Okay, so it's 2:30. 5 minutes flies by. You can see that everyone is still just gathering themselves. Karen's back. Everyone else has disappeared.
That was really quick.
Wasn't it?
Yeah.
Really quick.
Yeah. So nice to see you.
And you?
Yeah. Thanks. This is such a lovely Christmas present. Thank you so much.
Oh, you're so welcome.
It's so much easier to do this in a group than on your own.
Completely. That's what I thought. And it's so important as well to really set the foundations for the next year. So
yes, definitely.
You're welcome. Yeah, it's lovely. My pleasure. It's lovely to do this with you all as well. So fun. Okay, so we've got you're back, Sam's back, Lorna's back, and the others are coming. Okay, so I'm going to dive in, just checking how we're doing for time. Okay, because I want to make sure honor your time. So next up is personal values. And this is something that actually we revisit quite frequently because they can change over time. So these are your principles, personal principles or standards or judgment of basically what's important in your life. So if things you want to do are in conflict with your values, this is where it creates that sense of frustration, or as we know, resistance. And our personal values provide the strongest motivation for change and for achieving the goals that we most want to achieve. So this can really help kick you out of procrastination as well. So your personal values are stated in, one or two simple words that represent the principles that are most central to your life and who you are. And the obvious ones are things like, people often say integrity, honesty, compassion for others, keeping promises, taking care of yourself, loving, whatever it might be. So if you're not living in line with your values, you're creating resistant energy, which is going to hold you back from your aligned success. So let's figure out your values. Now, this might feel like a funny question, but I think you'll follow the principle of it, because one of the easiest ways to think about your values is just to imagine how you are and how you'd like someone to observe, talk about you at your funeral, and think about the things that you'd most like to hear people say about you. How do you want to be remembered? And how can you make your life be about living to these values? So it's just putting it in that third person. I know it made you giggle, Sam, but so how do you want to be remembered will expose your values to you. And then let's start to think about how can you make your life about living to these values. And we're going to dive into this a little bit deeper as we go through. But for now, we just want to gather your values. So I'm just going to give you 5 minutes to do this. So just grab a handful of values. I'm going to provide you with your foundation for the next year's plan. Okay. And if you have done that, I invite you to move on to the next chunk because it leads into this. So what roles do you play in your life? So obviously we hear a lot about work-life balance, but what does this actually really mean? And that's because we have many different roles that we play in life and they change as our circumstances change. So I want you to list all the roles that you currently play. Doesn't matter, you don't have to put them in any particular order to start with. You're likely to have 8. If you've got more, consolidate them into 8 so that you just have that focus. And then I want you to just think about how, give yourself a mark out of 10 of how well you play each one. So the roles, family, personal, as well as business. So you're a daughter, you're a son, you're a parent, you're a brother or a sister. You might be a fundraiser for a charity, a volunteer, an artist, a musician, a business owner, friends. And the 1 out of 10 is just to give you a quick measure of like a bird's eye view. And you may notice that your values, when you look at your values and you look at the roles that you play, are there any roles that you play that you're noticing your values aren't in alignment with? And it just gives you a little something to observe that you might want to change for next year. And then once you've done this, we're going to
Sorry about that.
Focus. It's okay, you're back in the room.
Yeah. Out of breath as well.
Oh, bless you. Okay, so we are looking at your values, Anita. What are your personal values? You might feel a little bit morbid, but the best way to do this, it's the easiest way to do it, is just to think about what someone might say about you at your funeral. What would you like them to say about you? Because then that will expose to you your values, what you feel is important. How do you want to be remembered? And how can you make your life be about living to these values? So that's question number 5. And then we dive into number 6, which is what roles do you play in your life? And just to notice that you want to have like 8 or less roles, otherwise you could like, keep going on. And these include family, personal and business. So you're a mum, you're a daughter, you're a business partner, you might be a sister, salsa dancer, musician, whatever the other roles are. And then just making a note as you go through the roles, once you've got your list, give yourself a quick score out of 10 of how well you feel that you've been playing your roles. And if you're not quite sure, have a look at your values and you might think, do you know what? That's why that one feels a little bit out of whack, because this is my value and it's not really been showing up in my role as a mum. So what does that tell me I want to do for next year? Give me a little wave when you've done that. We'll just have another few more minutes on that. Karen, I'm just going to mute you because you're
Oh, that started again. Sorry. Yeah.
No worries. How's everyone doing? Has everyone finished their roles? Still doing them? Helen's finished.
I've finished as well.
That's finished. Sam's finished. Okay, awesome. Karen, have you finished? Yeah. Karen's finished. Luna and Sunita are still working on them. So I'm just going to introduce the next part of it, which is set out in your books. And it follows on from this, Anita and Lorna, so you're not behind or anything. So I want us to have a bird's eye view of everything. So if you imagine you're in a helicopter, you're looking down at everything, you've got your life spread out about you. The great way to do this is to actually, if you draw a circle on the piece of paper, and using the section as your personal values as your guide, decide where you would like to, put more attention or what needs more attention next year. So what I want you to do is to draw a circle, and this was representing your whole life. Divide it up into the roles you want to play next year, and allocating the right amount of space according to the importance of the role. So you might give being a mummy a really big chunk, or you might give your business a really big chunk. And a point of this is being able to actually visually see energetically where your energy is going to be spent. Does that make sense? So the first thing is you're going to divide up your circle. Wonderful circle that I've drawn here. And divide it up into your 8 chunks. The proportions will be slightly different depending on how you're going to allocate your time. So look at your values. What do you notice about how you're allocating the time? What's in the forefront? What's in the background?
Do you have to put all 8 in?
Yes, yeah. The roles that you want to take forward for next year.
Okay.
So until you know which chunk is which role, just pop at the end of each spoke, so being a mummy. And then you can put as well your scale of 1 to 10. So the 10 is the outside of the circle, the 1 is in the middle, where you marked yourself on that chunk. So if you gave yourself a 5, just pop that on the line there. You can see. So I've got my circle there.
Oh God, that's really good. My circle is rubbish. Right. I'm just making a right old mess of this. Okay.
There's no bonus points.
I know. I'm just sort of laughing at about my third piece of paper. Just okay.
On there.
Yeah.
I'm just making up some numbers here. 6, 3. So you'll effectively be making like a little web, so you can just gives you a visual of where you are right now and where you're allocating your time next year. It will show you a state of balance.
So then what do we do? Do we put where we are now and where we want to be?
Yeah, so if you give yourself a score out of 10 and pop it on the line.
Okay.
So you can see where you are now. So then what we're going to do is, once you've got that pattern, I want you to consider, so if you could put one problem behind you once and for all, what would it be? In which role do you want to have a breakthrough? And if you're able to put a big tick beside one of the roles at the end of this coming year, signifying that you felt that sense of mastery in that role, a complete ninja, which one would it be? What is the biggest thing that's holding you back to your success and happiness right now? So we want to do this. You can create what is your major focus for this year.
Does it have to be one major focus?
We're going to have one major focus. So this is the non-negotiable. This is this time next year, you're going to say to me, I did it. I achieved my major focus. I achieved many other things as well, but this was my thing that I was laser beam focused on.
Okay.
And it might be in the role with, being a mum or as a business owner, as a writer. Everyone will be different in terms of the one thing. We're going to give goals for each of the roles in a second, but we're just going to select the priority for now.
Okay.
So it might be you're thinking your major focus as a business owner. If you're a coach, is some skill development that's going to really impact that role. That focus. How's everybody doing? Okay.
Louisa, can I just ask a question about the number thing? Are we putting the numbers on where how much energy we're currently putting into it, or what we want to put in?
Where we currently are, so where you're looking at, so if you were to give yourself a mark out of 10 for your performance, basically, as a mum, I give myself 5 out of 10 because the kids are doing the washing. Actually, I should give myself 10 out of 10 for that because kids are doing the washing.
Okay, thank you.
That makes sense. Yeah. And when you're thinking about your values, okay, so you're thinking, well, I want to be a more mum that, whatever it might be, spending more time with my kids, so that connection is a real high value for me. And actually I'm not feeling very connected with my kids right now, so I'm going to give myself a 4 out of 10 because it's out of alignment with my values. Does that make sense? Just to kind of help you really feel into tying it all together, the roles, how you want to live, because when you're in alignment with your values, you're in flow.
I'm not sure if I've got the whole personal values thing.
Okay.
Sort of, I don't feel as if I've written down things about how I wanted to be remembered, being true to herself, valuing her children above everybody and everything. She was the best mum, passionate about the people she worked with, loved holidays and chocolate. She had fun, she laughed, she loved fiercely. But that doesn't, some of the values and things that you've shared, that kind of, it's almost like, well, that doesn't really fit with, I'm kind of a bit...
They fit, so you'll find some of those values fit with some of the roles perfectly, but not so many with with the others, and that tells you something as well in terms of, so as a business owner, you did have a value there that you know, people know that you feel passionate about the work that you do, the transformations that you get for your clients, so that's a really high value for you. So so what it would be when you're looking at your roles in a second and thinking about your goals for next year, so if I'm choosing goals for next year, my value is getting results for my clients. What's my action going to be that's in alignment with that value? Does that make sense?
Right, okay, yeah.
So your role as a mum, you had lots of values there.
Yeah.
So when you're looking at those values and you're giving yourself a mark out of 10 for your performance in alignment with those values, what would you give yourself? Do you feel fully in flow with them, and you'd give yourself, do you know what, actually I have smashed it this year, I'm going to give myself a 10, and I know I'm going to carry on doing that next year, or there's room for improvement?
I'm not done too bad on the mum thing. I'm feeling like at least a 7.5. Or a,
you ask Rosie.
Yeah, I'll ask Rosie actually. Yeah, she'll tell it to me straight.
Yeah. So perfect. So 7.5. So you're giving yourself 7.5 there. It's a big chunk, isn't it, in terms of the importance to you?
Yeah, yeah.
And you know, and it's this sort of stuff, isn't it? So my value as being a mum is really high up there, but it's so different because my kids are much older.
Yeah.
And so my time is going to be spent slightly, because they're going off traveling. I was like, oh, right, okay. I might go traveling too then.
I'll meet you at some point around the other side of the world.
Yeah. I can't.
Do something else.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
Does that help?
Yeah, thank you.
Anyone else kind of got stuck, or are you flowing through it and feeling like you've cracked your focus for this year?
Sorry.
Oh, you want to go first? The goal.
You go first.
Yeah, sorry, thanks. The goals. So, for example, I've got a big area of my life is work and business. So I've put business owner because I'm going to stop being self-employed in a couple of months, and I've put a 2 there because I've done nothing on that this year, or not much. So in terms of the goal, how would I do the goal?
Okay.
One goal for each section.
We'll probably have more than one goal, but we're going to have for each section. But I want us to then create, we're going to create all the goals we want, and then we're going to choose 10, your top 10 like non-negotiable goals that you're going to have, and we'll break those down in a second. And some of them will, you know, come across a couple of those different roles.
Okay.
So Sasha,
I'm still on this major focus for my year. I mean, I am literally 50-50 torn on my major focus, and one is the professional work side and one is the personal home side, and they seem very 50-50 in my mind. I can't say that there is one that's more important than the other.
So what's going to have the biggest impact on you?
I suppose the professional.
So I would put the down.
Okay.
We'll have some key goals in the as well.
Okay, got it. Okay.
Yeah. Okay, perfect. Okay, so let's dive into this. Everyone's got their major focus for next year. So you're like, right, I'm getting laser focused on my aligned success for next year. So take the 8. So we've got your 8 roles, and I want you to write a goal for each of them coming year. You might think of more, I'm sure you will. And the actions that you're going to create need to fit in line with your values, because this is where so often we set goals and then we don't do them because actually it's not in alignment with our values. And like also Helen was talking earlier about, you know, one of her guidelines that she's got for her moving forward is that balance between work and health, and getting the timings right so that the work doesn't impact her health negatively. And of course that's where it all starts to play out subconsciously, doesn't it, if we feel like one of those are going out of kilter. So I want you to write your goals, and you'll notice that you can have result and process goals as well. So result orientated goal would be An example would be losing a stone in weight by a particular date, just as a simple example. And this can sometimes result in embarking on a plan of action that you hate, and you have to grit your teeth, you know, every day to move forward to your goal. That's going to be completely out of alignment. A process-oriented goal would be to eat healthily and exercise every day, because you can focus on the process. You're more likely to choose one that you enjoy, and you can turn that into a life habit and get the result of losing the weight, if that makes sense. So if you, as you're looking at it, if you're going to hate the process, you're unlikely to, you're going to find ways for the monkey mind to have a good old play. Come out. We want to find a process that's enjoyable. And also, as you do this, you may notice other worries and things popping up as you plan how you're going to achieve your goals. And this is little indications of things you want to energetically release. So you want to be specific as well. So I'm going to give you an example here. So non-specific goal would be, I want to spend more time with my children, because that's difficult to measure. How do you know if you've achieved it or not? But a specific goal, which would result in spending more time with your children, would be, my commitment is I'm going to read to my children 30 minutes 3 times a week. Then you know that you're doing it. Or my commitment is I'm going to cook Sunday lunch from scratch every Sunday, and we're all going to sit down and have it. We know if we've done it or not. Lots of food examples for Sam. A non-specific goal might be, in terms of work, is, you know, I'm going to improve my performance at work, or I'm going to improve my performance in my business. You're not really going to know whether you have or not, unless you say, like Sam was saying, she knows she's doubled her income. That's measurable. She knows it. So you could have a goal of, I'm going to double my income next year. Or I'm going to find out exactly what I need to do to get promotion and a 5% pay rise, for example. That you'll know whether you've achieved it or not. So often, if you're stuck on turning a goal into a specific goal, is answering the question how. How many, how big, how often. And using verbs will help you create a powerful goal, because they clarify what needs to be done and stimulate a call to action and describe what you want to do. So in my diary, I have I will as part of the topic, because it's telling my subconscious that I'm going to do that. So some examples of verbs: give, earn, join, practice, write, spend time, complete, arrange, plan, get, choose, invest, achieve, learn, work, ensure, make, meet. So if you start your goals with those kinds of words, that will really help you to get the momentum from the moment you start writing them down. So once you've written your goals or your intention, because they are intentions and energy follows intentions, I want you to check that each goal is aligned with your personal values and that you are willing to do whatever it takes to achieve it. If you're not, cross it off the list. And if you are willing, but you can kind of feel some resistance bubbling up, then this is your energy telling you to release the resistance with the AM. And your alignment would be, I'm willing to do whatever it takes to achieve all of these goals. I allow this intention and commitment into my energy in all forms, on all levels, at all points in time. So getting all your goals down there. You can have more than one goal for each role. And let us know if you need any help with shaping the goals. Okay, how's everyone doing?
Louisa, one of my goals is to make sure that I'm fully present when Rosie comes home from school and not trying to catch up on the things that I didn't actually get done in the school time. And that ties in with, as part of the bit under my business, is planning my time more effectively. So I'm not doing that. It's how to, because planning my time more effectively is a bit of a, as opposed to how would I need to bring that down into something that's more succinct or more definite. But yeah. That is one of the things that I have to be more. It's that feeling of being more organised and having like a filing system that works, and because that's what takes up a lot of my time. Yeah. Is where I'm going, where did I file that document? What did I put that under? In what folder did I put that in? Or a huge pile of papers that is literally the other side of this, that's just literally a pile of bits of paper. And that's the thing, if I kind of die, and that's been something like, when I think back to when I worked in London, when I first started work, it's like my desk would have a pile of papers like the whole time. So, and this is something that I've kind of always just moved it into other. So I kind of need, this is going to be quite key to my time management. Yes. Going forward. So how do I put that into something that is a bit more focused? So, be more organised.
Do you do currently like a weekly time each week where you plan a week?
Like-ish. So if I've got something that I've got, so like creating the moon circle stuff, I put that in my diary now.
Like, do you have like each week? So Sunday night I sit down and I plan my week.
No.
Monday I have an appointment where I'm literally looking at, this is what we're going to, I'm going to get you all to put this in your diary before we go. Like a weekly commitment time, we're going to look at your best year plan each week, and then also look at your to-do list. Yeah. So you can go, okay, so actually I thought I was going to be able to write this content on Thursday, but it's not actually going to help me achieve my major focus for this year or the top 10 goals, and I need to do that. So I'm actually going to move that to then, so that I can spend more time with Rosie at that time, etc. Does that make sense?
Yeah. And I think this is where, because what I can feel already is that, when I look in my diary at my times between Rosie, when Rosie's at school, it's like some weeks there is no time, literally no time. So my work time will then be the evening, when if I'm writing down that I want to commit to put her to bed at most nights of the week, that's when it all starts to slip. And that, I think, is the biggest key to me continuing with my business growth, because unless I can shift all of that, it's like, where's the time going to come from? So yeah, that's the big key for me. this is the more I'm working on, the more I'm sitting here with this. So no, the answer is no, I don't sit down and plan my week.
So could that be a goal?
Something that, yeah,
weekly planning meetings with myself?
yes,
Because you'll know whether you've achieved it when you look at your best year plan, because if that could be one of your top goals.
Yeah.
Because the impact, I know that's like a process goal, but the impact of you actually doing that is huge. It's going to have a knock-on impact on the goal with Rosie.
Yeah.
The rest of your business.
Mm-hmm. All of it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
And energetically, it's going to really free you up, because you don't have to worry about thinking about when you're going to do it, because you just know you're going to think about that when you sit down for that time.
Yeah.
You don't have to think about it at other times, if that makes sense.
Yeah. And that's one thing. I know we looked at this right at the beginning of working together, and I kind of started, but didn't actually put it into place. And although I'm better at planning I'm keeping Wednesdays clear of no clients, I'm setting aside the time to write the content of things, and that is a lot better. But I'm not. I would give myself a 3 out of 10 on that.
Well done for owning your results.
Yeah. Okay, so that would be a very, and that would play, that feeds into all of them. Yeah, actually, just doing that would just make the most hugest difference. Yeah,
that's awesome.
Yeah. Oh look, I'm not the only one.
We've got confessions going on.
Yeah.
Time evaporates.
Thank you.
There's confessions going on in the chat box. Okay, so how many goals has everyone got? Have you got more than 10? If you have, we're going to start whittling it down. I want you to think about unearthing, obviously we've looked at really unearthing your big lifetime goals and the things that might be holding you back from fulfilling your potential. And if your lifetime goals are clear, then that makes, like Sam was talking about, those weekly short-term goals more easy, and the monthly short-term goals and the yearly ones as well, in terms of our big lifetime plan. Having a 6-figure business, having the relationship of our dreams, whatever those things may be as long-term goals, we can break it down so that the goals for this coming year help us to
You've gone again.
Louisa's just messaged to say her Wi-Fi's gone, so she'll be back in 2 secs apparently.
Hopefully. Sam,
Yes,
can you see, this is a beautiful journal that somebody who knows me very well got me for Christmas. It's called an Inspire Now journal, and it's just full of filling in a calendar and things to do. But it makes you, on the question for the day's goals, it says, have I planned my tasks for tomorrow? And then you go to the tomorrow page and it's just full of writing things down. So I started it 2 days ago. It's brilliant. And it's actually, I've not even been on to Facebook, but it is Inspire Now Daily. There's a Facebook. Facebook.com is Inspire Now Daily. We're on Pinterest and Instagram, but it's absolutely chocker of things that are really useful. So for 2 days I've done it, but it's just that writing down, isn't it? Writing down what you'll do tomorrow, writing down the tasks and then ticking them off.
I'm just Googling it. Oh, how Inspire Now Daily.
Yeah. You get the date, you get your one task, you get 3 others, then any other task. So it takes the pressure off you as well.
Okay, yeah, I can see that. Yeah.
It's also got at the back things for travel, holidays, whether you're working on projects, websites, debt management, all your outgoings, your income. It's all there in one place. So I found that quite helpful.
Oh, I've just Googled it. It looks lovely. They look
really nice. I mean, I don't think it's really leather, but it feels leathery, and it's, you know, it's substantial. And so I've shown everybody on this call, make me accountable.
Yeah, it says it's soft touch PU vegan leather cover.
Hooray!
Yeah. So not leather.
No, faux leather, art leather, artificial.
Yeah.
Yeah, I did that last night. I went through the credit cards, everything that I owe on them, long term, how long it's. So I think there's definitely something to be said for seeing it written down instead of just carrying it in your head.
Well, because you can fake what you've got in your head.
Or just ignore it.
Yeah. You just go, well, it is in there. It's there. It's kind of, you know, it's in my head. So obviously I'm not ignoring it completely. It's just in my head. It's just not real.
Looking down what I still owe on credit cards. But the nice thing is I've already made one payment, you know, on 2 of them, and you're ticking it off. And it's that positive thing, isn't it? You are actually doing something towards it.
I think for me it's the having, because I mean I've got like a squillion post-it notes that I write. So I write on the post-it notes what I need to do each day, and kind of then I lose the post-it note, obviously. But having it all in one place, I think, gives you that, because I just lose bits and I write it. I
do, but if I do that, it's like there's no time to it when I'm making the notes, then I don't review it. Yeah. And because I've got this next to the bed and it's there, it's like, right, I'm looking, see how long I keep it up, the whole year.
Do you know what? As you're telling me about that now, I'm going, okay, so this is it's in dollars. So I wonder where it comes. Does it come from America then?
I don't know where she got this from. In fact, I think she found it in a charity shop.
You can get it on Amazon, because I'm just looking at it now. Because I've
just looked at the actual site itself. I'm going to go into Amazon.
£24.99 in pounds.
Yeah, it's 24.99 on Amazon. Free if you're on Prime. It's
right.
Free.
That's it. I'm doing it right now.
That's exactly what I'm doing. It's brilliant. Well done. Thank you.
Yeah, well, we can keep each other accountable with them, can't
yes.
we? Can.
Yes.
Fill it in. Do it.
Okay, Karen, you've convinced me.
Good. Thank you.
Right now, I'm proceeding to check out as we speak.
Mike.
Oh, do you know what it is now? Because I forgot my password. Do you know, this gets me every time because I can never. Did I write it down? There I go. Did I write it down somewhere?
That's another thing in the back of here. I did that last night. I went and changed passwords so they're all in one place, because I've just got so many different passwords for different things.
Do you know what? That's the one I didn't written down.
Am I on eBay or am I on Amazon? Or so yeah, it's really good. It's got so much in it. It's got a whole thing at the back for books to read, movies to see.
Oh, I love it.
Okay, look, right, I'm going to start guessing my password now, okay?
Oh God, so am I, because I had to change it.
I changed them so many times and then can't remember where I've put them.
Oh, yeah, got it. Ha, got it in first. Got it first.
Well, there you go. Brilliant.
Well done.
Yeah. Ordered.
Okay.
Hooray!
Yeah. Getting it tomorrow.
Wow.
Amazon Prime.
Oh, that's cool.
Oh God, it's hang on. Ugh.
Yep. Done it. That's it. It'll be here tomorrow.
So we're going to be super organised then. I want to see a picture of your desk in a few days.
Oh, do you know, my intent, so this is what I said before I broke up Christmas and New Year. I am massively, I've got my Amazon thing that's saying it's on its way.
Brilliant.
I am clearing all of this out by the time I start seeing clients again, which is on Monday the 6th. That's not the day I'm working on, but I'm literally, I'm just going to get rid of it. I've got books on my bookshelf that I haven't looked at for years. So they're all going. Everything's going. I can't keep having.
Well, I keep loads of our notebooks that are just filled with stuff. So it's like,
yeah,
onto them.
I go through one of these notebooks probably every couple of months, where they're client notes, they're for calls like these, they're blah blah blah. Just write it all down. Got piles of them, and they're all I'll need it all at some point, obviously.
Okay. Right, I've got mine too.
Right, I bought mine. Yay. Okay.
Wow.
Well, this is it's the power of the collective, isn't it? And we're all going,
Yeah.
oh, that's really good. Yeah.
It was a fabulous present. I just thought, that's it. It's made me do it, you know. I started on the 30th, but it's really cool.
We just need to align
To using it.
Yes.
It saves
that's
having
a
a
good
pile
idea.
like this by my desk.
Yeah, because
And
I've
hang that
got
around.
those. Look, I've got green, sparkly one that I started writing all my my kind of Louisa stuff in here. Then I couldn't find it for a couple of weeks, so I started writing in one of my other ones, and now, of course, they're all over the place.
Oh, right, guys.
Louisa.
Hello.
Hello.
We help you.
We've been
Wi-Fi. We've got a complete Wi-Fi. There's no Wi-Fi in the house. It's just died. I don't know. So I've been running around trying to reboot the server. Anyway, so I'm on my phone now. And I managed to get data because that wasn't working. It's all linked in my house. That's the problem. So I was like, oh dear. Anyway, thank you for entertaining yourselves.
We've been on Amazon and we've ordered journals, like all of us.
Oh, brilliant.
Karen shared this book that she got for Christmas. It's like
It's a journal. It's called Inspire Now, and it's fabulous, Lou, to do all those things, you know, write what you're doing tomorrow, keep yourself accountable, tick them off, got goals in the back. It's just brilliant. It's a fab present. So how many of you ordered them? Only on commission.
I think.
We've just got to obviously keep it up and start
Yeah.
with it.
I love it. Right, has everyone got their goals? Let's
Yes.
wrap this up. Okay, and have you got more than 10 goals? And if so, what we want to do next is to select so that you have complete.
Sorry, what did you just say?
If you've got more than 10 goals, then you're going to want to select your top 10 goals. These are your ones that I want you to use every time you're faced with a decision or a dilemma, to think about which take me closer or further away from my most important goals this year.
So you can prioritize your list as well. So what are your most important?
So these aren't the role goals, these are something else.
These are your goals, that some of them will sit underneath the roles.
Okay, that's right, sorry. I'm having to work from 2 different rooms because unfortunately my phone has run out of battery. So now I'm literally, I haven't got the computer in front of me. I'm like, oh my God, what am I doing? Right, okay.
Okay.
When you're looking,
Oh, sorry. Go for it, Sasha.
Very quickly, when you're looking at goals, you know, I need to write something down about earning a certain amount a month. Do I put that in as a goal? But then how is that too woolly?
No, so you can have, let's say you want to earn 10,000 a month. How are you going to do it?
Yeah, okay.
Goal would be good, so that you know that, well, if I'm selling so many books, I'm holding this many workshops, I'm selling this many programs, whatever it might be.
Okay.
Because then when you're looking at this on a weekly basis, you can think, okay, so my goal is to earn 10,000 this month. This week, what action do I need to take to bring me closer towards that goal?
Okay.
Now, this is going to be interesting. I don't know if I can unmute anyone because I'm now on my phone. Lorna, you were waving at me. Can you unmute? Or have I just put everybody on silence now?
Oh, I can unmute myself.
Yeah. Oh, good, good.
Handed over the power, Lou. I think I've been getting stuck on aligning my actions into the roles, because some things that are like top priority, like double my income, don't seem to fit into any of the roles that I've assigned myself. I think I need a little bit more work on this.
Yeah, so to double your income, that would fit in with like your work, wouldn't it? So have you given yourself a role for work?
It kind of spreads across, not really very specifically. Maybe that's the problem. Maybe that's the problem. I think I might need to go back to the drawing board a little bit. Planning's not my greatest skill.
Sort that one out. Okay, so there is a role in terms of you do work, don't you? So that is a role. You are an employee. Yeah, and you wanted to double your income within that work role.
Within some role, a work role. Okay,
work role.
I'm going to change peacekeeper to work.
Yeah. And then, you know, so if your income's at X at the moment, to double it, you want it to be by Y. And that's a goal. When you're looking at your best year plan, once you've got your top 10, because I want you to input them in the summary at the bottom of the worksheet, is to have a look at it each week. To think about, well, what do I need to do? So my major focus this year is this. What do I need to do this month, this week, to achieve these top 10 goals? Okay. And the other people, identify anyone who's going to be most affected by the changes that you want to make, so you can make sure that they're aware, in agreement, have got your back, ideally supportive, so that there's no resistance or funky energy going on there.
Sorry, Louisa, could you say that again, please, my love?
Yeah, so you want to make sure that any goals that you've got, who's affected by them,
okay,
and the changes that you're going to make, so that you can make sure that they're aware, that they're supportive and have got your back, and leading you along the way.
thank you.
I think I'm going to have to actually spend a lot more time, because I'm getting very confused with the role goals, the goals. I've got so many goals I'm literally like goaled out. I don't quite know where to start.
Let's think. as a mum, have you got a mum goal?
Oh God, loads. Yes.
So that's fine. Just if you look at the mum goals, just think, what's the top one that would make the most difference?
But it's so woolly, you know.
What the work to do is to get them really specific.
Okay.
So the key is, how do I know if I've achieved it? So if it's spending more time with the kids, that's a woolly goal. You'll know you will have more time with the kids if you say, for example, right, twice a week, this is the commitment. I'm driving them to X, Y, and Z, or I'm going to go and watch them play football, or I'm going to read them a story, whatever it might be.
Okay.
So the how will help you drill down.
Right. Yeah. I mean, I'm probably going to have to go through all of this myself, just sitting and thinking about it, because it's just, I'm sort of, my brain has gone into a woolly mush, and I, you know, I need to. Yeah.
You have lots and lots. I completely get that. But what I want you to then do is, once you're looking at those, is to go, okay, so let's extract 10 top goals out of all these goals that I've got.
Hi.
So these are the I can't put her on recording. So these are the ones that really must happen to make the biggest impact this year.
Okay.
Because so often we will give ourselves all these things that we want to do, but actually we can't fit them all in.
No.
And this is where things become out of balance, etc.
Okay.
Does that help with what you're looking at?
Yes, I think what I was looking at was that, you know, you've got so many things here. What are your goals for each role? And my goals for the roles might be my top 10 goals for the next 12 months. So what I was getting confused about was I was having to generate more goals.
No, from the ones
that's okay.
Select the top 10. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So you might look at those 5. Let's say you've got for your mother being a mum, and you think, actually, the second one I've written down is the most important one.
Okay.
Okay, so as you're doing this, at the bottom of the workbook, you can see there's a space for you to write the guidelines, to write your new paradigm, your major focus, and the top 10 goals. Now, this is key here. So if you've managed to do all of this, to select them, then you can dive into this next part, or you can follow my instructions for when you're ready to do this. But I want you to read out your best year plan. Read it out as a statement, and what you muscle test to see if you're going forwards or backwards as you're reading it out. You're releasing any resistance through the guidelines that you've created. So as you say the guideline, do you go backwards on it, or do you go forwards on it?
The guidelines.
The guidelines that you created at the beginning. So you remember we had the lessons that we learnt from last year, and we created 3 lessons that we wrote as instructions.
Oh God, I don't even remember them. I don't know if I did. I'm finding this. I always take quite a bit of time going through this. I know I have found it. It's a complete lie. I have got it. Yeah.
So there's a space in the workbooks. If you just gather everything that you've written across if you've been using like a notebook, onto one page, so you have this all on just one simple page. So your 3 guidelines, your new paradigms. This is the new belief that you're going to use with your guiding light or focus for the success this year. Your major focus is likely to be one role that you have that you're going to really, so professional was for you. And then your top 10 goals. So you might have written down 20 goals, but you're going to have your top 10 goals that are going to make the biggest difference and enable you to achieve this major focus. And the energy work here is to make sure that you're in alignment with this plan that you've created. So simply, if you're reading out the guidelines, the paradigm, the goals, muscle test to see if you've got any resistance. Have I got any resistance to creating this goal, achieving this goal? And release it. So you can then be fully in alignment to your align success for 2020 and align to your best year yet plan. Does that make sense? So the alignment statement could be, once you've done all the releasing, just to give you some pointers, I'm ready to create my best year yet. I'm aligned to creating my best year yet. I allow myself to experience this, and I allow this into my energy in all forms and all levels at all points in time.
Oh, crikey. Okay.
This will be the keys in terms of energetically, because you want to get you energetically aligned with what the intentions you've created. Does that all make sense, everyone? Yeah. Cool. Oh, the Wi-Fi looks like it's back. Good. I'm going to see if I can come and join in through the computer. Bear with me a second. I will be back.
Okay. That's better. I can see you all now.
I learned my guideline for this year. Be healthy, make health a priority. Be healthy, make health a priority. Align it. Balance work and play, celebrate my achievements. Do I have resistance to balancing work and play, celebrating my achievements? I'm ready to release my resistance to balancing work and play and celebrating my achievements.
Louisa,
Yeah.
when you're talking about the new paradigm,
Yeah. So at the beginning, it's okay.
Yeah.
At the beginning, we spoke about some of the limiting beliefs and we let them
Yeah.
go. And then we created what was the one limiting belief that if you let that go, that's going to make a big difference and create a new paradigm. So you're going to have one new paradigm to focus on.
Okay.
So as you look back through your notes, you'll find somewhere where we wrote down, it was right at the beginning of the workshop.
I can't find it, so I'm literally sitting here thinking, shit. Okay.
It was under question 4. How do you limit yourself and how do you stop doing it? We dived in there. And then off the back of what we uncovered as the limitations, created the new paradigm for aligned success in 2020.
Okay.
It was
Seem to have
basically
lost.
we went and had a break.
Right, well, I've lost it.
Okay.
So, right, okay. Oh, God.
Opportunities to create a new one.
No, I found it.
Yay!
Oh, God. So I need a notebook. So I just shoved it on 1,000 bits of paper. Right, okay.
Cool.
The thing is, once we've got through this call, we can print off your workbook and then add all of our notes to that workbook, right? So it's going to consolidate each step of the way.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, and so to copy it, you just need to go to the file section, make a copy, and you can type directly into it.
Oh, can you? I haven't worked out how to do that yet. Right.
My apologies. I thought everyone knew how to do that. So yes, you just go to file in the document.
Okay.
Go make a copy.
I see. This is going to help with my Impassioned life as well.
Yeah.
I'm always handwriting. I find it such a struggle.
There you go.
Let's
type it directly. That's why I did it as a Google Doc, so you can type directly.
Oh, fabulous. Thank you.
Excellent. Okay. So if you're all aligned, then next bit to do, are you still aligning? Are you still aligning?
I haven't even begun aligning, so ignore me. I mean, literally, I'm so far behind everything. Right.
It's all good. These things, everyone, it takes a different amount of time for people.
I'm like village idiot here. Okay.
So, Lou, instead of going through each one individually, because it's still in our awareness at the moment, what we want to align to, can we not just do like a blanket align to everything that I've written down?
Just check there's no hidden resistance. You know how it works, Anita. Those little sneaky ones that you think, you know, when you think, oh, I know this. I have definitely got no anger about this. And then your energy goes, no, you're holding a lot of anger.
I thought I had a sneaky way out.
You did.
Oh, gosh.
Take you, what, 10 minutes just to whiz down that quick sway. Make sure there's no resistance. And if there is, then you can release it. But it's making different people hosts, I'm seeing as we're going through. This is brilliant. Okay, so right, the next part, the final part, once you're all aligned, is to set up your system for success. Just giving Sam yawns. So we want to get in your diary a time where monthly you're going to look at the monthly goals, and weekly you're going to be able to break it down to think about what are the tasks I need to do to achieve the monthly goals. So just think of this like as your gold time. So it's really precious. So have a little look in your diary to see when is the best time for you to do this. When can you book this in? And what you're going to do at this appointment with yourself is look back at the goals you said you were going to achieve last week. Have a little mini celebration about what you achieved. Look at the monthly goals. Set your weekly tasks as necessary to help you move towards those goals. And you've got your list of roles, so consider each of your roles and you can ask yourself these questions. So what is the most important thing that I want to accomplish in this role this week? What can I do that will make the most difference in this role? And then for each of the roles, you could have a weekly intention. which might simply be, you know, I want to stay, just thinking of Sam, because she was talking about, you know, Rosie and her relationship with Rosie. This week, I'm going to make sure that I can pick her up and drop her off to school, for example. That's my intention this week. I know that I've got less clients this week, so I can, you know, fit that in. And then, of course, checking that you're energetically aligned with the goals and releasing any resistance, as always. So the key for this system working is setting monthly goals to progress you towards your top 10 goals. So you need to have like a monthly check-in, and then breaking that down into a weekly check-in to progress you towards those monthly goals. So I've put some examples in the workbook so you can see how they break down. So a goal could be practicing this gold time management, because that's really going to help you energetically have a whole load more time, because you're not going to be thinking about, I've got to do this, that and the other, because you know you plan it in half an hour a week. And then it really helps you to focus on the feelings and your values and your roles, doing it this way rather than, well, and making the connection to the tasks. So that you can have your best year yet.
Can I? You're going to laugh. I'm clearly stupid, but I'm just going back to, I mean, you know, I haven't aligned anything. I haven't done anything. I'm still writing and thinking about my, the top 10 goals. Okay. When I'm writing out these top 10 goals on my one sheet of paper, am I supposed to be writing how I get there? So, you know, I'm.
You're going to need to break it down. So, for example, Sasha, writing the book, let's say that's one of your goals.
Yeah.
So when you have your monthly meeting with yourself.
No, I understand the monthly meeting and I get all of that. I am not even there. I'm not even in the monthly meeting. I'm 10 steps behind. So I am looking at, you know, that I've literally done my guidelines and I've done my new paradigm statement and I've done my major focus, and then I've looked at my top 10 goals and I've suddenly, you know, I've written some role goals and I've written some goals and they've all got confused and they're all mishmashed together, and I don't quite understand if I'm just saying something like I will be a published author, or I have to say I will write 1,000 words a day. I mean, this is where I am having a problem.
Yeah, that's fine, because some goals work better as results goals and some work better as process goals. So for you, and this is also personal choice. So if writing 1,000 words a day is going to get you to be a published author, then that is a fantastic goal to have.
Okay, right.
Does that make sense?
Okay.
Then what would be happening? So if we can take it in two ways with that example. So if your example was, I will be a published author, then each week you're sitting down going, okay, so what do I need to do to become a published author? Well, I know I need to write 1,000 things a day.
Okay.
So you'd be setting that intention and booking in the time to make sure that you've got time to write 1,000 things a day, 1,000 words a day. Equally, if you had set it as that's your top 10 goal, I'm going to write 1,000 words a day, you're still going to each week be looking to see, okay, so I'm doing 1,000 words a day. Where am I going to do it? Saturday's looking really like impossible. Where can I do 2,000 words on one day so that I'm fulfilling my commitment to make sure that this book is published by such and such a date?
Okay.
Does that make sense? Makes sense.
Yes.
It's an art writing goals. It really is an art writing goals.
Oh, yeah.
But if you can answer that, so you answered the how. So if you do that for the other goals as well. So if your goal was, I'm going to do it by writing 1,000 words a day. I want to get healthier. How? I'm going to do the 30 days in January. I'm then going to do, so the January's goal would be, okay, I'm doing the 30 days, I'm exercising, whatever it might be. And then February, you might be thinking, okay, so what's my goal now? I'm in February, and my goal is what's my weekly goal, because I'm still going to be healthy. That's still my big focus for this year.
Mm-hmm.
But the tasks might change.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Got it. Yeah. Thank you. Yeah.
Does anyone else need a hand with any sort of final bits as they're pulling their best year yet plan together? Any hidden resistances did anyone discover?
Yeah, a couple to come back to.
How else did it go, Lorna, for you?
Okay, I'm actually transferring some of my notes onto the typed version now, because it just makes more sense. Less crossings out, and now they're becoming a bit more specific, so that's good.
Perfect. Yeah, it sometimes just takes a bit of looking back at them and going, actually, yeah, I can refine that one a little bit more.
How do you write on this again? Sorry, I missed all of that.
If you go to make a copy on the, so
for whatever reason, it's not allowing me.
Are you on a computer or on a phone?
I'm on a computer.
Okay.
But
it won't let you type on it directly, because otherwise everyone's going to be typing on the same document. So you have to make a copy.
No, I can't even open it to make a copy. That's, here we go. Here we go. Okay, right. So this is shared with me.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, but.
So you go to File, top left-hand side. Gives you a drop-down box.
Well, it's not giving me anything. My computer's so old and crap. Okay.
When it will let you, write the instructions down, Sasha. So go to File. Then the fourth option on the drop-down box is Make a Copy. You just need to click that.
Is what?
Make a copy.
Okay, make a copy.
Yeah, and then you just click that.
Okay.
For you.
Right.
It's one of those ones, once you kind of got it working and your computer's like caught up, as it were. It might be fine once we've come off Zoom, because Zoom uses a lot of bandwidth, so it might be slowing down your Google Drive. Anyway, how is everybody feeling? Is everyone feeling excited about what they're going to create for 2020? Yeah?
Yeah. This could be the missing link.
Awesome.
Clearer, feeling much clearer about what the focus is.
Good. Good. Here's to your success. Well, let's do a nice big step 5 to call in some beautiful positive energy. What should we call in for this week? What would people like to call in? I know you've got you can add in your extra words from your guidelines and things.
Oh, I can't open it.
Commitment to myself.
Oh, I like that. Commitment to myself. Yes.
And I think there seems to be a bit of a theme about organisation. So I think we could all do with bringing in some laser sharp focus and organisation. Because all of that resonated with me too, Sam. Like, you're not alone. Yesterday I was shopping for planners and to-do lists and project management books. So I think we're...
Okay, so laser focus. Planning.
Commitment, accountability.
Awesome. Okay. Motivation.
Abundance. Still thinking.
Yeah.
Positive abundance.
Motivation. Okay, right, I've just scribbled it down so I can remember what everyone said. Okay, so let's call this in and wrap up our session with this wonderful big step 5. I just want you to drop down into your heart center. In and out, so that you bring your heart into communion. Breath in and out. I am ready to allow.
I'm ready to allow.
Laser focused planning and commitment.
Laser focused planning and commitment.
And accountability to myself.
And accountability to myself.
And motivation for the best year yet.
Motivation for the best year yet.
And a bucket of abundance of money, success, and love.
And a bucket of abundance, success, money, and love.
I allow this all into my energy.
I allow all of this energy.
In all forms.
In all forms.
On all levels.
On all levels.
At all points in time.
At all points in time.
And then a nice deep breath in and out. I'm ready to allow.
I'm ready to allow.
Laser focused planning and commitment.
Laser focused planning and commitment.
And accountability to myself.
Accountability to myself.
Motivation for the best year yet.
Motivation for the best year yet.
And a huge bucket load of abundance of money, success, and love.
And a huge bucket load of abundance, money, success, and love.
I allow all of this into my energy.
I allow all of this into my energy.
In all forms.
In all forms.
On all levels.
On all levels.
At all points in
in
time.
time.
A nice deep breath in and out. I'm ready to allow.
I'm ready to allow.
Laser focused planning and commitment.
Laser focused planning and commitment.
And accountability to myself.
And accountability to myself.
Motivation for the best year yet.
Motivation for the best year yet.
And a bucket load of abundance of money,
And a bucket load of abundance
and love.
success, and love.
I allow all of this into
I
my
allow
energy.
all of this into my energy.
In all forms.
In all forms.
On all levels.
On all levels.
At all points in time.
At all points in time.
And a nice deep breath. In. We're aligned for success.
Thank you, Louisa. Thank you.
So,
Thank you so much.
That was brilliant. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Yeah, brilliant as ever. Thank you.
I'm so welcome. Thank you for joining me. Happy Christmas, Happy New Year.
Yes, Happy New Year to everybody. Yay to 2020.
Yeah, it's 2020.
I'm so
Wonderful.
excited to see what you'll create this year.
Oh,
Exciting.
thank you. All right. Thank you so much.
Thank
Bye.
you.
Everybody.
Bye.
Bye, guys.
Bye.
Bye.